Hey, welcome to the 2024 pros and cons of living in Warner Robins update. Last year's video, awesome. However, things change. Market conditions, interest rates, everything, even living here has changed. And I want to go over the new pros and cons. So for the pros and cons, it's gonna be different from last year's video. I wanna change things up a little bit. Obviously, when you think of Georgia, you think of maybe heat, cheap housing, different things. I'm gonna go a little bit different because if you're watching this video, you're probably trying to decide whether or not you should live here, right? I don't know about you, but if you're searching on YouTube and you search in pros and cons of living in Middle Georgia, if you're not planning on living here, it's kind of weird, okay? I'm just saying. So I want to give some insiders information on the local area and true pros and cons so you can decide whether or not moving here even makes sense. And if you're trying to decide, you can go check out my YouTube channel. I have a bunch of videos based off the local area. If you just want to hop on a call with me, even if you don't know if you want to move here or not, I'd love to be able to get on that call. Just be able to help serve you and your family a little bit better. Because I know it can be crazy moving to a new area, and I want to be able to help. And I want to talk about the education benefits, specifically grade school, because we have 33 different public schools from K through 12 located all over Houston County. So I know this is talking about Warner Robins specifically, but if you're typing in Warner Robins, you need to know a little bit about the local area. We have Warner Robins, we have Centerville, we have Bon Air, we have Kathleen, and we have Perry, all within Houston County. And then just to our west, we have Byron, not including that in the video, completely different school systems, everything else like that. But when it comes down to it, there are 33 school systems all within our county. And if you're looking to move to Warner Robins, you might want to keep your options open. Kathleen, Bon Air, and Perry are completely different from Centerville and Warner Robins. So do your due diligence. I'm going to put in the description below the different school systems. It's from niche.com. It's going to go over the different ratings depending on the different schools. So if you are looking to move to the area and you're trying to figure out what's best for your kids, you can kind of do boundaries based off of it. But overall, niche.com, they're rating an A. Next, I want to talk about the diverse population, and the reason that I want to talk about this is I just got off a call about a week ago with a family that I'm helping move up from Florida, and they asked me this question. They asked me, how is the diversity, how are people treated in our local area? Because we're a multi-generational, multicultural family. And the thing is, living here in Middle Georgia, I really didn't know how to answer their question because it's still yes sir, yes ma'am, people hold the door open for you, like you can't go somewhere without being called sweetie or honey when you check out. I love the area. But after doing some research, I noticed throughout all that journey that we actually have an A+ rating for diversity, and the average age is 33. So when it comes to diversity, when it comes to race, when it comes to everything else, and the reason that is, not only do we live in Georgia, but also we're located right next to Robins Air Force Base, where the veteran population is 30% of Warner Robins. Crazy, I know. When it comes down to it, all the people that have cycled through the base over the years makes a diverse population, and we all get along. And hey, blooper, I know you see stuff in the news all the time. I don't care what the news has to say, because the news only talks about bad stuff. Of course, there's bad apples, there's bad eggs, anywhere you go. But at least in our area, it's far and few in between. Pro number 3, strong job market. I'm talking super strong. I'm gonna talk about the cons of actual pricing and stuff later, but jobs, awesome. Go to usajobs.gov, go to indeed.com. You're gonna be able to find so many jobs in the local area, and just through research online, through the websites and everything that I checked, it's rated an A- for the state of Georgia. A- ain't too bad, because usajobs.com is going to show the government side of jobs. You're going to see the GS scale. And when you talk about jobs on that side, you're looking at great benefits, you're looking at great healthcare, you're looking at long-term employment, because it's literally almost impossible to get fired by the government. If you get fired by the government, help you, okay? They will transfer you to a different division before they fire you. You have to do something horrific to get fired by the US government. Okay? But if you're not looking for a US government job, maybe a contractor job on base, go to Indeed.com. Last time I searched, there's like 1,194 jobs in the local area. Job market, real nice. And pro number 4 has to be the amenities and just the local area in general. If you don't know, Warner Robins, 217 sunny days per year. So outdoor activities When it comes to baseball, softball, tennis, the big one right now, pickleball, Ted Wright has so many courts. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They have 12 courts, okay? And just north of Macon, they opened the largest indoor pickleball complex, I think, in the entire United States. It's either 32 or 36 indoor courts, and it is awesome. $5 day pass. Think for a family, it's $75 a month. Don't quote me. I'll look it up if you call me though. Promise. There's so many outdoor things. Even in Warner Robins, Little League, Southeast, literally in Warner Robins, Georgia. All the activities that you can do outdoor, so much fun, but also they have an indoor complex that just opened up here recently in Warner Robins also. It's just north of Watson Boulevard. There are so many things when it comes to golf courses. I think we have 14 golf courses all within the county. There's arts, there's museums, Museum of Aviation for the Air Force Base right outside the Russell Gate. There's so much to do. I'm literally, you can probably see in the background, my banjo. I got banjo lessons at 5:30 p.m. on Mondays, okay? There's so much stuff to do in the local area, at least for me, okay? Before we get into the cons, because there are some cons, this place ain't perfect, but we're gonna dive into that in a second. But overall, the pros, when it comes down to it, you can check another video on my YouTube channel. The housing market's cheap, the jobs here are plentiful, the environment's awesome. I love it. That's why I live here. I wouldn't live here if I didn't like it. So let's go to the cons. Con number one has to be crime rate. Now, with me having a real estate license, I can't steer you away based off of certain things. But however, go to the description below, niche.com. I'm gonna show crime rates, gonna show different stuff like that. And me being a former special operations guy and I'm a former police officer, it's important to me, okay? My family comes first, and I don't wanna live somewhere where I have to worry about somebody breaking into my house, me having to stay in a well-lit area, in parking lots and stuff like that. I'm gonna be honest. There's some parts of Warner Robins that you need to be careful, especially Macon. You gotta be real careful, okay? At nighttime in certain areas, but there's also other areas like Perry, Bon Air, Kathleen, even the majority of Byron and stuff like that, where I have no issues at all. There are some little places within Warner Robins that you may be concerned about. So do your due diligence, look online and check that stuff out before picking a home in that specific area. Number two, con has to be limited amenities, okay? I'm talking when it comes down to nightlife. I'm just gonna throw it out there, non-existent. There's like 3 bars. I think there's 2 bars. No, there's 1 bar in Perry. They're bringing a new bar because they're building some stuff downtown. There's Gracie's Rooftop Bar in Warner Robins, right off the 96. And maybe a couple home wall places. If you're into that kind of stuff, I don't drink. But when it comes to entertainment, literally, if you go on niche.com, no, USA Today, one of those websites, did the research for this video. I literally looked up, it was Yelp, on Yelp. You look up nightlife, the #1 place is Chili's. You can't even make that up. I don't know about you, nightlife to me is not Chili's. Yes, you can drive up to Macon and they have more stuff in the downtown area, and sure, you can make the trip an hour and 45 minutes north to downtown Atlanta for nightlife, but if you have to travel that far, it might not be perfect for you. However, when it does come down to it, there's Rigby's. They have literally billiards. They have like an indoor Chuck E. Cheese almost when it comes to games. They have bowling. They have rollerblading outdoor. They have putt-putt. They have go-karts. They have a huge water park. Awesome stuff for the kids, but for adults, outside of golf and maybe like pickleball and some pickup games and stuff, really not a whole lot of stuff to do. It's a con. Con number 3 has to be the weather, okay? Spring, fall, winter, not bad. I love spring, I love fall. A little cold in winter because, humidity makes you feel a little bit colder than you are, but it's really about 3 to 4 weeks out of the winter time that you feel super cold. And it's usually like January, like just January, February starts, feeling a little bit better, but the summers, okay? I'm gonna tell you a story really quick. I never thought I'd ever live in Georgia, okay? The special operations in the Army and our training cycle always was late spring, fall, or late spring, summer, fall. I thought I was gonna die. I literally, one training event in August, I lost 7 pounds and I was chugging water. It can get in the high 90s, low 100s, and still have humidity in the summertime. So like August, September, you can stay inside if the heat's gonna be an issue for you. You'll acclimate pretty well. I was in kit and gear running around outside in the sunlight. Horrible idea, U.S. Army, for putting a base in Columbus, Georgia. Horrific. But now that I'm out and I don't have to do that stuff anymore, Middle Georgia's really not that bad. Shorts, t-shirt, you might sweat a little bit. But at the end of the day, if you can survive August and September, you're gonna enjoy it. Now, con number 4, economic considerations. When it comes down to it, the average income in the United States is $69,000 compared to Warner Robins, $54,000, okay? $14,000 difference, $16,000 difference, $15,000. It's $15,000, guys. Sorry, it's just gonna be one of those videos. I am who I am. I'm not gonna cut stuff out and just make it perfect. A significant difference, however, go to the 2024 update on my YouTube channel and check out cost of living. A+ rating. It is dirt cheap to live here. Okay, housing, average home price in the local area is like $252,000 compared to the United States average of over $350,000. It's crazy. It's crazy cheap. I'm helping people move from California. Average home price in California right now, $747,000 for the same price home, same lot size, same house here, $252,000. You can get some nice housing here in the local area for great prices. Food, electric, water bills, entertainment, everything. It's awesome. Cost of living is awesome. However, take into consideration and do your due diligence because you will make less money depending on what type of job you have. It's not a major metropolitan city. There's really not a whole lot of like high-level tech jobs that produce a lot of income. Local business owners, small business owners and stuff like that may make some good money, but at the end of the day, you need to make sure that your salary or income, whatever you choose to do, matches the cost of living to make sure that you don't move, let's say, from New York City and you're making $500,000 a year, but you think the cost of living here is phenomenal, and all of a sudden you take a 50% pay cut or 75% pay cut and it doesn't add up. You know what I'm talking about. Do your due diligence. Make sure that your income matches that. Go watch that video, 2024 update for cost of living. That is really going to help you be able to decide money-wise if it makes sense. Hey, that video was a little different than what I usually do. I kind of want to go on some outside things, not just do the typical stuff going on, kind of give you some insider information, and me just being honest about what it really is like living here in the local area. Because if it's not for you, it's not for you. But I want to make sure that if it is, you have all the information that you truly need. And let's say you are looking to buy or sell a home, specifically buy in our local area, or maybe you have to sell before you buy, give me a ring. I'd love to be able to tell you more about the local area, give you those insider information, secrets, and go show you some property. Or if you're not sure about moving here yet, just get on a call with me. I'd love to be able to help. See you on the next video.